What is going on, guys? I've been having such awesome workouts with my regular fat grips that I wanted to go ahead and actually try out the extreme fat grips on my Total Gym. So I'm extremely grateful to the company who sent these out to me free of charge to go ahead and do a review on them. So I'll again be talking about how the product overall feels or performs on a Total Gym or Saudi bench trainer and what exercises I find are best. So I'll go ahead and link this product and everything else you guys can see down below in the description box if you guys do want to check it out and or support the channel. Greatly appreciated. Now, if you guys haven't seen my review on the previous fat grips, I'll link that down below. I definitely would check that out if you guys haven't seen it to give some context on the product. All right, now first thing I want to say, guys, pun intended, a very extreme warning for using these extreme grips. I don't think I emphasized it enough on my previous review that although I do think these things actually are a match made in heaven, you could argue they're actually kind of a match made in hell because they are a little bit of a risky thing to kind of consider doing on a Total Gym. And that's because since you are obviously hanging on the machine, you're hanging from your body weight, you really are sometimes, and I felt like I was, especially with these thicker grips, kind of hanging on for your dear life. So you definitely gonna increase your grip strength by just simply knowing that you don't wanna fall and let go of these things. This thing goes at a pretty affordable cost, especially when you consider how much use and how durable these things are, for about $35 on Amazon. You can see they're a very highly rated product. Now, just looking at the unboxing of the product, very similar packaging, kind of gives you a warning to kind of going over their instructions on some safety information. You're gonna see kind of right off the bat when you guys look at these things are definitely thick. They're definitely much bigger compared to the other ones. You kind of go back and forth, not only just holding them in your hand, but even going on, putting them on the machine. It really does feel like a night and day difference. The other ones kind of feel like child's play compared to these things, even though the diameter difference doesn't seem like it's that much. As far as what exercises I think really highlight using this product, where I get the most use out of this, because even with my other ones, I kind of tend to throw them on and take them off for a variety of different things. Obviously to increase grip strength, forearm strength and stuff like that. Definitely for pulling, any kind of curls. So really anything back related. I said arms, even triceps to a certain extent, but I don't really find too much activation or too much of a difference or really a big advantage to doing things like pressing, especially chest pressing. Flies a little bit more so, but even shoulder pressing, not so much. But especially anything pulling related, just kind of hanging on the machine, definitely lights these things up. You certainly can put these things onto a pull-up bar. I didn't try that, but I did hook up my handles on the top of the machine and just did some Total Gym pull-ups from there. And I can tell you that was no joke. I could barely do a few reps with these extreme grips. Now, aside from just being kind of a harder stimulus, I would say the kind of tension and stress I get is a little bit different when I use these compared to these. And as I kind of said in the comment section when I reviewed these ones, you do kind of get used to it. The first time you use this thing, it's really gonna light up your forearms. It's gonna feel very much unique, even for things like curls, a little more centralized kind of tension in the muscle. But you do kind of get used to it. That's kind of in a good way, and that's kind of to be expected. It kind of shows you're getting stronger and positively adapting to using it. So I tend to kind of throw these things on and off from time to time to kind of mix things up a little bit. But when I threw these things on, yes, of course, it just feels like a stronger version of that. I think it's definitely manageable comparing, just look at my grip. I mean, I don't have extremely big hands or anything. I'd say they're about normal. And I felt like I could hold on to these things very well. The big difference I felt wasn't so much, I didn't feel as much activation in my muscles, but definitely felt a lot more of my grip strength kind of being improved and stressed a lot more, and definitely a little more kind of in the forearm department. So that what I say is the big difference between the two. Certainly, if you guys picked up this blue pair and you guys liked it, which a lot of you guys did, and said you definitely don't regret picking them up, it's definitely a good thing to kind of mix up, especially with the machine, and you want to kind of take it up a notch, you want more of a stressor. If you can handle these, no problem, and you kind of worked up a certain stimulus to that, I definitely would go ahead and pick these up, especially if you guys like that previous attachment. And then another reason why these things are a huge win for a Total Gym or maybe just another cable or functional trainer machine is that once you do put them on the handles, first off, they're a lot easier to put on compared to like a bar. When I put it on the X3 bar, honestly, it was kind of annoying to put on and you kind of have to fine tune the right position. And I just didn't feel as much of a stress or tension compared to the Total Gym because you are kind of hanging off these things. And that's why I said, especially for a Total Gym, these things really are kind of a match made in heaven. You gotta be kind of careful with it. So I'll just say that these things are awesome leaving them on and then putting on different weights versus if you guys are using things like dumbbells, especially dumbbells, you kind of got to interchange them, a little bit harder to kind of take on and off. I always recommend kind of taking them off, especially just because I guess prematurely this could kind of wear over time. So probably not a huge deal, but if you do want to break them in, I would leave them on for like a day or two, maybe a week. I would not make this your first fat grips purchase. That might seem kind of obvious. Definitely pick up the blue ones. They even had the smaller ones, the one version. I'm probably not going to really try that out too much. I think the blue ones are a little more versatile, a little more multi-purpose compared to these ones. I definitely would probably put the blue ones on more so than these, but I'll definitely be throwing these things on from time to time, especially improving my grip strength. And I can for sure see that there is kind of a trade-off. You don't get as much muscle activation, much more kind of like a muscle pump or kind of a feeling in your biceps or lats when you're kind of doing some rowing or just back muscles. But I will say, like I said, if I wanted to kind of really build my grip strength and my forearm, no question, these are going to be the ideal tool, especially for a Total Gym. All you got to do is throw them on, go about your normal business. And even though I said you don't really feel it as much, you don't get as much out of them with doing pushing exercises, just doing your typical workout, again, being careful and throwing these things on, I can't see why this wouldn't just inadvertently kind of further stress and develop your forearms without doing any extra exercises. Really like this product. Thank you so much for Fat Gripz checking them out. Highly recommend this product. Excellent product. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.